Okay, so today we have Ian Dury and the Blockheads, Reasons to be Cheerful, Part 3. What I love about this is that Parts 1 and 2 don't exist, so we went right to number 3. And it's been almost a year since I last reacted to Ian, and he's one of those artists that I have to react to every year because he's just left an imprint on me, and I just love his style and his music, and of course the Blockheads as well, his backing band there. So let's get into it. Talk about it after. We got a music video here, so what the hell? 5 minutes long. Here we go.
Here they are, Ian Dury and the Blockheads!
That reception would make you happy.
Why don't you get back into bed? 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 Why don't you get back into bed?
Reasons to be cheerful, part 3.
1, 2, 3.
Summer Buddy Holly, the working folly, good golly Miss Molly, and boats. Hammersmith Pally, the Bolshoi Bally, jump back in the alley, add nanny goats. 18-wheelers camels, Dominica camels, all other mammals plus equal votes. Seeing Piccadilly, Fanny Smith and Willie, being rather silly, and porridge oats. I better grin and bear it, I better come and share it. You're welcome, we can spare it. Yellow socks, too short to be haughty, too nutty to be naughty. Going on 40, no electric shocks. The juice of the carrot, the smile of the parrot, a little drop of claret, anything that works. Elvis and Scotty, days when I ain't spotty, sitting on the potty, curing smallpox. Reasons to be cheerful, part 3. Reasons to be cheerful, part 3. Reasons to be cheerful, part 3. Reasons to be cheerful. 1, 2, 3.
My goodness gracious.
Reasons to be cheerful, part 3. Health service classes, gigolos and brasses, round or skinny bottoms. Taking mum to Paris, lighting up the chalice, Wee Willie Harris. Bantu Stephen Biko, listening to Rico, Harpo Groucho Chico. Cheddar cheese and pickle, the Vincent motorcycle, slap and tickle. Woody Allen Darley, Dimitri and Pasquale, balla 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 and Valari. Something nice to study, phoning up a buddy, being in my nutty. Saying okie dokie, sing along a smoky, coming out a chokey. John Coltrane soprano, Eddie Celentano, Bona Carlino. Reasons to be cheerful, part 3. Reasons to be cheerful, part 3. Reasons to be cheerful, part 3. Reasons to be cheerful. 1, 2, 3. Yes, yes, dear, dear, perhaps next year, or maybe even never. In which case?
Slow it down.
To be cheerful, part 3. Reasons to be cheerful, part 3. Reasons to be cheerful, part 3. Reasons to be cheerful. 1, 2, 3. Reasons to be cheerful, part 3. Reasons to be cheerful, part 3. Reasons to be cheerful, part 3.
Joggers and soprano, Eddie Celentano, Bona Carlino.
3. Reasons to be cheerful,
Why don't you get
part 3.
back into bed? Why don't you get back
Reasons to
into
be
bed?
cheerful,
Why don't
part
you get
3.
back into bed? Why don't you get back
Reasons
into
to be
bed?
cheerful,
Why
part
don't you get back
3.
into bed?
Reasons to be cheerful.
1, 2, 3.
All right, there it is. And this is another one of those times where that song was 5 minutes long, but it didn't feel like 5 minutes to me. It felt like it flew by. I guess I was just kind of entranced the whole way through. But Ian Dury and the Blockheads, Reasons to be Cheerful, Part 3. And I mean, off the top, like, what do I say? Where do I go off first? I do want to say there is a longer version that's over 6 minutes long, and I would imagine maybe there's more saxophone in that one, maybe more guitar work in that one as well. But I just went with this video because it's something to watch at the same time. But I guess I got the gist of it anyway. I just love, and this is a great song to listen to on Monday. That's when I'm uploading this video, and that's when I'm doing this video too, because it is past midnight. But it's just, it's like, I mean, I guess it's rap almost. I mean, it's spoken word. This is 1979, and again, it's like he's rapping, and I'm a fan of rap because of my one of my sisters got me into it, all stuff. So listening to this, I was just like, my goodness, I like this. This is my wheelhouse right here. And his swagger. I mean, again, I always talk about it every time I come back to Ian, but of course he had polio. And then that worsened his left side, I do believe, his arm and his leg were not that useful for him anyway. And but it seems like when he got on stage, or maybe not even just on stage all the time, though, he always seemed to have that swagger or that confidence. But yeah, especially on stage, I would say, he became a different guy. And again, that swagger just intensified, and he controlled the crowd. And like I said, when the crowd was cheering, I mean, that's a reason to be cheerful right there. And I don't know how that elation can't make you happy and can't make you, forget about your polio or forget about your condition of your body, whatever the hell. But of course, he was used to it. I mean, he lived with that for his whole life. But yeah, I think about those things. I think about how strong he was, how cool he was. I mean, my God, he's just, I don't know, everything about Ian is just somebody you gotta look up to, at least for me. And I just love his perseverance. I just love how he did what he wanted, even though, again, he went through the whole polio thing, whatever, and that, and yeah, he didn't let it stop him. And I just think he's a cool guy. He was a cool guy, of course. And yeah, so anyway, I always think of that. And, again, I know that he was influenced by this. Apparently, there was a story about how one of his roadies, I guess, almost got struck by lightning when they were setting up. As well, he said he was kind of inspired by the Sgt. Pepper's album by the Beatles, of course, too. And yeah, he just kind of listed out a bunch of things that make him happy. And he said he likes to do that as well. That's one of the ways he likes to write his songs, is just kind of list things. And here you go. This is basically a grocery list of things he likes. And it's just, I don't know, it's so easy to digest. It's so easy to get into. It's funky as hell. I mean, it's funky and it's punky at the same time too. As well, it's just it has a tight groove as well in there. I didn't really expect a saxophone, but of course, Davey Payne was somebody who worked with Ian a lot, so I should have probably thought about one. And actually, I guess I should have, because I remember I read a quote from Ian and how he said that Davey Payne, I guess, wasn't very happy that he wasn't going to be on the song, and then I guess Ian said, "Okay, let's do a saxophone solo in the middle." So Davey kind of came up with it on the spot. And I just love how it was kind of a romantic, slowed down saxophone solo, at least in my eyes, compared to the rest of the song that was so funky and so upbeat and so swaggery, whatever you want to say, if that's even a friggin' word. But yeah, so I just love how it slowed down there, and we got Davey on the frickin' sax, and of course he's just pumping out that sax like nobody's business. And then you got the guitar solo in there too, that I do believe Chaz Jankel, I want to say, was doing guitar here. I do have the personnel up, but I do believe Chaz. I do know that the writers on this track were Ian, Chaz, and Davey. But yeah, the kind of screeching guitar solo and how playful that was, and how playful everything was. It was a bundle of joy. I mean, there's no negativity here at all. And it's a very good song, too. Like I was talking about earlier, I kind of am all over the place, and I don't even know if I made my point. But a good song for a Monday, a good song for a day that you're down, a good song where, as he says off the get-go, why don't you get back into bed, where maybe you don't want to get out of bed, maybe you don't want to go to work or school or do whatever the hell you got to do, but maybe you should think about the things that make you happy, whatever the hell. And I mean, I know the days that we're living in now, maybe that might be hard to do, but at the same point, just thinking about things that make you happy, especially if you're depressed or whatever it is, or, I mean, my goodness gracious. But yeah, so it's just, I mean, it's almost like a therapy session here. And it was fun. And anyway, just to talk about the personnel here, because I did bring it up. Of course, lead vocals, Ian Dury. You got producer, guitar, and keyboards, Chaz Jankel. And I do believe this was the last song Chaz was on with the band, I do want to say. And then he left, I think that's what I read. Saxophone, as I said, Davey Payne. Guitar, John Turnbull. Keyboards, Mick Gallagher, bass, Norman Watt Roy. And I forgot to say, but there was that strong bass line in the song too. And then you got the drums, Charlie Charles, which I always say, but I love his name, Charlie Charles. He had a profound, I'd say strong with the bass line, but strong drum work as well. Just very proficient, very powerful. And they're not too complex either, but just the way he had a thudding sound anyway. And that just added to the song, and was a nice little backbeat for the groove that the song just possessed. And anyway, like I said, the song was just everything nice, and I couldn't get enough of it. And again, it's a song that, at least for me, makes you feel good and makes you want to rise up and do well or whatever the hell. So anyway, let's get into these lyrics now, I guess. And there is quite a few lyrics here because he's listed everything. So we'll see how this goes. So we have the intro, like I talked about. Why don't you get back into bed? And it feels like, why don't you get back into bed? Like I already talked about. Why get out of bed today? Well, he's about to tell you. Reasons to be cheerful, part 3. And I don't know, Ian on the mic, it's just like I talked about, I got cat hair on my nose, but it's like I talk about, he has so much swagger, and he exudes confidence in my eyes, and I don't know, it's just the way he delivers things, and I don't know, he had such a unique delivery, I guess I gotta say, but everything just comes out so easily, and I don't know, I'm just infatuated with Ian Dury, good God. So we go into the first verse. Summer, Buddy Holly, The Workin' Folly. I mean, right out of the bat, summer. I got to agree, as I'm doing this, it's wintertime, and especially in Canada here, and it's friggin' terrible. Good golly, with Smalley and boats. I mean, he's just listing all these things he likes. Hammersmith Palais, I want to say. The Bolshoi Ballet, and I might not be able to pronounce some of these words, and I might not know what all of them mean, but at the same time, I do know that they make him happy. Jump Back in the Alley and Nanny Goats, 18-wheelers, Scamels, Dominica Camels, all other animals plus equal votes. I mean, again, talking about all these things. Buddy Holly, talking about musicians, boats, good golly, Miss Molly. I think that's a reference to Little Richard, I would say. Seeing Piccadilly, Fanny Smith and Willie, I believe, I'm thinking about sexual things there. Of course, being rather silly and porridge oats. I mean, it's anything simple or big, something like porridge or something like equal votes. I mean, it's just, hell, he's listing everything. Being rather silly, like I already talked about, being rather silly, and I would say he probably was a silly man. A bit of a grin and bear it, reasons to be cheerful. A bit come and share it, part 3. You're welcome, we can spare it. Yellow socks, I mean, I don't know if that's as simple as it seems, but I mean, my favorite color is yellow, so yellow makes me happy. That's why my old room that I used to live in was yellow. Anyway, too short to be naughty, too nutty to be naughty. So he's fucked either way. Going on 40, no electric shocks. And no electric shocks, I feel like that's the point where he talked about earlier, or not where he talked about, but I talked about in the quote earlier that he said one of his roadies was almost shocked to death. So no electric shocks, I guess, yeah, that makes it cheerful, yeah. The juice of a carrot juice, hello. The smile of a parrot. A little drop of claret, anything that rocks, hell yeah. Elvis and Scotty, and Elvis Presley and his guitar player Scotty. I do believe I forget his last name, but I think his guitar player's name was Scotty. The days when I ain't spotty. Sitting on a potty. Curling smallpox. Why don't you get back into bed? Again, it's just so funny. Silly things, serious things, anything that makes me happy. Then we have the chorus once more, and then the second verse, reason to be cheerful. Part 3, verse 2. It's just like, my God, I just love how he lays it all out. Health service glasses, gigolos and brasses, round or skinny bottoms. I mean, yeah, it doesn't really matter. And I agree. Take your mom to Paris, lighting up a chalice, wee Willie Harris. Bantu, Stephen Bilko, listening to Rico, Harpo, Groucho, Chico, of course, the Marx Brothers, cheddar cheese and pickle. I do know that's a sandwich, my goodness gracious, but I gotta say, I'm a big fan of cheddar cheese to begin with. A Vincent motorcycle, and I like how we said sickle there. Slap and tickle, Woody Allen these days, I don't know about that. But then we go on, Dolly, Dimitri, and Pascal. Again, a lot of these people, actors, musicians, people I may not know, but again, people that Ian was very fond of. My goodness gracious, Bala. I can't friggin' see, my eyes are terrible. Bala, and Volaire, something nice to study. And again, self-education, that comes to mind there. Phoning up a buddy, being in my nutty. Being in the nude, and yeah, you feel free as hell, and that's what the song is all about. Saying okie dokie, if I could say it. Sing along with Smokey, and again, just saying maybe phrases that are just fun. Okie dokie, that's fun to say. Coming out of a chokey, especially I think of Matilda. John Coltrane's soprano, 80 Cilentano, Boner Coliano, just all these names, the way he rhymed this stuff, just perfect. Then we had the chorus once more, why don't you get back into bed? Because these are the reasons to be cheerful right here. This is why I'm not getting back into bed. Then we have the bridge again, but what about, and I feel like maybe he's answering to somebody at this point, and I apologize, the video is going to be so long, but I talk forever, and there's a lot of lyrics. But what about, and like I said, it seems like somebody might be, and the narrator's being talked to by somebody, but what about this? What about this? And then Ian is saying, yes, dear, perhaps next year, or maybe even never. In which case, and then we have the saxophone solo. But at the same point there, it's just like, I don't want to think about any negativity today. I don't want to think about my problems or what about this or what about that. I'm just thinking about things that make me cheerful because that's the mood I want to be in. Moving into the third verse, it's much of the same as the other verses. He just mentions the same things that he did in the previous ones, and you got the chorus and then the outro there too with the guitar solo at the end. I just loved how they bookended it on a guitar solo, and the way that again, I do believe it was Chaz, the way that he was playing with that guitar. I mean, yeah, you play a guitar, hello, but he just seemed to be having so much fun, and that's what this song exuded. I mean, that was the point, to be happy, to be cheerful, to not be negative, or to not be depressed, or whatever, these are all reasons to get out of bed. And I mean, it kind of inspired me to write down a list of things that make me happy. Again, I feel like my therapist would be proud. I mean, holy frig. But anyway, I'm surrounded, I guess that's the whole freaking point. And I guess that's the point of your rooms and such. It's supposed to be anyway. I'm surrounded by things that I love, wrestling there, music. I got hockey shit all around. I mean, yeah. And Ian Dury was ahead of his time here on the song here. My goodness gracious. So I guess that's all I got to say. Ian, again, is one of the most confident, resilient, bravest mother friggers I've ever come across, and I'm glad I found him, and I'm glad people suggested him, or else I would have never found him. But yeah, I'm always going to enjoy his songs, I feel like. So this is another good one here. Whether it was kind of novel or not, it was so much fun. So I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all of those things. I really appreciate all the support, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.